So today we're going to be pulling apart the airbox on the Yamaha C3. If you're looking for a way to make your scooter a little bit louder without doing an exhaust or anything, the intake here can be modified. And there's some debate about whether doing this mod will actually cause you to have a loss in power or not. It's pretty widely accepted that it does if you're not going to do a big bore kit. But if you're just looking for a little more mid-range throaty sound, you can go ahead and do this. So the first thing we're going to do is pull off the fairing here. Pay special note to these tabs here. You'd want to break these off. We're going to be looking for this screw here, and there's also one on the underside right about here. The other part I want to mention to pay special care to is this tab right here. It's a little rubber grommet. If you think you're only pulling out screws and then you go for this sucker, you're going to be sorry and you're going to break it. So be careful with this. Get this panel off and we'll move on to the airbox. So this is what it's going to look like after you get your fairing off. I've already removed the screws from all the way around the airbox. You're just going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, so I'll go ahead and get that removed. Okay, so I've already removed the air filter here. So the first thing you can do is take this hose out of here. Some people are boring this out a little bit, but again, like I'm saying, you're probably going to experience a loss of power if you do this, but it is going to make for a little more deep mid-range sound. There's also another boot in here. I'm going to leave mine alone. I don't have a big bore kit, and honestly I don't know if that's going to really make a huge difference as long as we're going to keep the stock airbox. Another thing I'm going to try that I'm also hearing about is removing this metal plate off the back of the air filter. And I found it was pretty simple. I just pry it under one edge and these little tabs just pop right off. I'll get that done for you. Okay, so I've got all the plastic tabs broken off, and this plate just can throw away now. I'm going to get this all buttoned back up, fire it up for you. On mine, I'm going to opt to leave the tube out of the intake here, but I'm not going to drill it out or make it any bigger. I've bought another C3 before that had that done, and I noticed the previous owner had duct taped the opening that he had drilled out. So my guess is that because no other modifications were done to the engine, this was too much airflow and the ECU couldn't manage it. Airbox is now buttoned back up, and we'll fire it up. Don't worry, I promise we are going to get to the firing it up part, but I did want to point out, I forgot to mention, there's one more screw that you're going to need to take off before you can get your fairing out. And it will go into this hole right here. I'll try to put that in the comments. Hopefully you'll watch the whole video before attempting to do this yourself. Ha! So, why won't it start now? I'm guessing it's because when I cleaned the filter off while I had the airbox taken apart, I didn't let the filter dry out sufficiently. So I've done that now. The filter is dry, good to go. We'll try again. Probably not getting a great sound this close up, so I'm going to take it for a road test. Okay, so I did a road test and it sounds pretty cool. Admittedly, there is a small loss in power. It's not substantial enough, and I like my C3 just to get my hair cut and to go run to the bank and stuff like that. So I think all in all, this was worth it for me. I hope you have fun. I'm going to take a ride now. Go ahead and click out whenever you want.